Welcome to the Ryno Sports Talk Podcast. Here I have Austin Druce once again for Druce's Dimes. Today is June 19th. I just totally spoke over you. What were you saying?
I was saying what's up.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, this is over lunch, so I will be eating while I talk. I hope I don't choke. But
actually,
hey, if I do,
that's good production.
that's good for you. Like you can listen to, you can put this on a subreddit that's listen to people die instead of watch people die.
Oh yeah, you don't want to watch.
You could start it.
I could.
You could start listen to people die.
And then just have
It'd be kind of fucked up, but you could do it.
XXX Tenacious can't be on that one. He'd be on the watch one.
Too soon.
It's never too soon.
Literally yesterday.
Literally.
He died literally yesterday. Could you give it a second?
No.
Anyway,
we should call this Lunch at Work podcast instead. But
yeah, that'd be a good one.
anyways, we talk about the NBA draft. Well, that's happening on Thursday. We're both kind of not draft nuts, but basketball, especially Austin. Before we get into what the actual topic I want you to go on is who do you think is going one, and then where's Luka Doncic, and who are the Nuggets taking, and where's Trae Young going? That's 4 topics, but I mean, you go whatever order you want.
I'll just go off the order you gave me. Who's going number 1? I think it's either DeAndre Ayton or maybe Marvin Bagley. I was really big on Michael Porter Jr. for a while, but he has just had too many injuries. He's not played enough games. He's probably the best on paper and mixtape prospect I've seen. Of watching, their hoops mixtapes and whatnot. I've watched them on a lot of these guys. And I just really like what Michael Porter Jr. can bring to the game, and he plays a lot like Kevin Durant. But he's just been so beat up and with a back that is just so risky, and he's had some other injuries too, and so he could really fall. So I think DeAndre Ayton or Marvin Bagley will go number 1. And then unless, Houston trades away Phoenix trades away that pick. I don't know why they would, but the Ayton pick would be good, but I mean, I think he still has to work on some other stuff, shooting outside of around the basket and that kind of thing. The NBA is kind of moving away from the traditional big man, so he's got to continue to develop shooting the mid-range and the 3-ball probably, but he's terrific on defense, so he'd be a very good addition there. With the Marvin Bagley pick, that would be a scary set of wings they would have with him and Marquise Chris. That would be terrifying to play on the outside. They would just be so long, and in a zone, they'd be a nightmare.
They also have Dragon Bender, too, still.
Yeah.
Who's another huge, long wing from Croatia. Where he's from.
And then Devin Booker. So they'd be all wings and no guards. So I think they will avoid Bagley because I think they might be overloaded at forward. But those are probably my top guys to go number 1. Luka Doncic is going either 2 to Sacramento or nowhere in the top 8 or 9, because I think that people are going to have that stupid argument of he can't play, he's European, like if he goes top 5 and it's not to Sacramento, I'd be a little surprised. I think it'll kind of shake out, like the Porzingis pick at 4, where people are like, whoa, like, what are you doing? Like, this dude's not qualified. Like, it's crazy. Like, why are you taking this pass? I think it'll be flipped. I think people are going to be, taking him, and then we're going to figure out a few years later that it's like, oh, that dude was really flipping good. Because you watch him play, and he can just score from anywhere. He can really shoot. He's a good leader. He's a good player. The one thing that is lacking from him just watching film is he doesn't look like he has terribly explosive athletic ability, and I think that's what could hinder him in the NBA.
You mean the basket or vertical explosiveness?
Both. Being really quick off the dribble and beating guys, and then being more acrobatic around the hoop obviously are things that you can't teach. And I think De'Aaron Fox would make up for a lot of that, and I think he would be a really good complement to De'Aaron Fox in Sacramento. I think Sacramento picking him is a good pick. I just don't know if they're smart enough to do it, or if they want to take that. It is Sacramento.
Who traded for Buddy Hield?
Whatever. Third one with the Nuggets. I don't really know who the Nuggets need right now. I think they're almost better off trading the pick, because the problem is they're really tail end lottery. So. Yeah. They're like the 13th pick. 13. So who are you really going to get at 13 that's going to be a barnstormer? you just kind of see best available for the Nuggets is what I think. I mean, they're pretty set on guards. You could always use another point guard. That Moutier experiment didn't really work out. He needs to be gone. And
well, he's at the Knicks now.
Oh, he's with the Knicks? They already traded him?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's good. Don't have another Moutier experiment. But Jamal
overseas.
Murray's very, very capable, and I think that Jameer Nelson's still, if they can, I think he's still under contract. He's got one more year, and I mean he's a good compliment. So maybe somebody to replace that. Another shooting wing would probably not hurt, like a Wilson Chandler, but not Wilson Chandler.
Wilson Chandler, but better.
Yeah, Wilson Chandler, but better. They're pretty set in the post too. I mean, there's just not a lot of growth that the Nuggets need, other than a star player. Ever since Melo left, it has always been year after year. They have a very good roster top to bottom, but no star player, and stars are what drive the NBA, and you're not going to get that in the draft. So obviously, unless you're taking like top five.
Yeah. Top 5, top 7.
And Curry was 7, and Clay was like the 11th pick. I mean, you can find him anywhere, but typically you're going to find him in that top 5. And so with the Nuggets, I think you trade away the pick if you can. To try to move some pieces or, take the best available guy. And then with Trae Young, I really think he'll end up with the Knicks because I think that's what they would do. And I think they would make that wrong decision. I love Trae Young. I love what he does on the basketball court sometimes. I think he makes a lot of ridiculous shots.
Steph Curry-esque, but not quite.
Oh, he makes a lot of ridiculous stuff, but the dude turns the ball over so much.
Yeah.
So much, and it's really frustrating to watch him just make a lot of poor decisions. And it's like, dude, I do that in like 2K and in pickup. Like, why are you doing that in an NCAA D1 game? Like, not the turnovers, like the decision making that leads to the turnovers.
Yeah,
it's like, dude, you can't jump in the air, go through the legs around the back, and pass it from the other side of half court and think that it's just all going to be fine and dandy. I tell myself. And what Trae Young needs to tell himself, or pulling up from 30 feet and airballing it. It's like, dude, he lacks discipline, I think, and that's why I don't. And he's very small. Again, the NBA has changed so much that it doesn't really matter if you're a little bit smaller, and he's pretty athletic, so he makes up for that. But I just worry about him kind of taking a beating and not being able to stay healthy. And he was the best player on the court most of the time, and Oklahoma sucked for a big stretch of last year. So I don't know how much of that is on him.
That 9-game losing
streak that should have cost them a tournament bid. But that's a whole other issue.
But they have Trae Young. That's why
he's so overrated. He's so stuck. Everyone's so stuck in the Steph mentality. It's like not everybody's Steph Curry. Like there's a reason he's Steph Curry. Like, I feel like this is a no shit kind of thing, but people just don't really get it. And so it's like, okay, whatever. I don't know. Probably New York. He'll probably go to New York.
Yeah, I can see that. I've seen Cleveland too, which I say is a good. We were talking about it before. It was a good option for him too because he could be just a spot shooter and could bring the ball up, kind of like a Kyrie, but a lot less of skill. Kyrie.
Most point guards in the NBA.
Yeah, and he'll be an average point guard.
Yeah, most point guards in the NBA are Kyrie with a lot less basketball ability.
Yeah. And. Well, I mean, it'd still be a good spot for him because LeBron could then get some shooting. That's the only thing he doesn't have is the shooting, which
or dudes that actually make shots.
Yeah, not a 6% from 3-point line. Best shooter in the league, Korver.
Kyle Korver, you shot 6% in the finals.
At him.
Why?
How?
I can shoot 6% in the finals.
Probably more. Well, 1 for 3.
Yeah.
It's like 1 for what, 24? Something like that?
I don't know.
That'd be about right.
I don't know what his actual statistic was.
I know it was 6%.
Fucking 6 for 100.
Anyways, speaking of LeBron, did you see what Earl Boykin said the other day on Denver News?
Mm-mm.
He said
Love Earl.
Yeah, he's a great player. He always has been. I haven't listened
to
him
him on
much.
the radio, too.
Really? I haven't.
A lot of those Denver guys are pretty fucking good.
Yeah. Was it McCaffrey you were talking about? Or was it Brandon?
Brandon Stokely.
Stokely, that's what it was.
Very funny.
Yeah. But he said that there's a 90% chance LeBron goes to Denver because of all the pieces they have. He doesn't have to be the only star because of Jokic.
Shut the fuck up. There is no way LeBron James goes to the Denver Nuggets. What tie does he have to Denver? Melo left there. Like, he didn't really love it. Denver's a great city. It's a great city. But, like, it's the only real big city I've ever spent a lot of time in. I'm sure he can do better.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to Denver or you can go to L.A.
Or Houston.
I'd probably rather go to L.A.
Or Houston.
Or Houston or San Antonio or anywhere else. I mean,
anywhere
there's
else.
a great opportunity for him to sign in Denver because they have all the pieces. He would wreck shit with that team. They would wreck shit. LeBron on any team would. But with those pieces, they would be instant title contenders. Probably title favorites with all the pieces they have.
Jokic, Murray, LeBron,
oh, man. They'd be
Gary Harris, who's locked down Steph. And they were 3-1 against the Warriors this year.
That's what I'm saying. So he'd be a very good fit there. And they probably have enough cap space to sign him to a max deal.
They do. And you could get rid of Paul Millsap, too.
Yeah, and you could get rid of Paul Millsap, which didn't really turn out that well, even though I was pretty stoked on that signing.
He was just hurt.
Yeah. But he's not going to go there because he's got no ties, and, you know, the schools and exposures his kid could get in L.A. versus Denver. I mean, he's going to get exposed wherever, get exposure wherever, but, like...
Because he's Braun.
Because he's LeBron James Jr., but, like, he's going to get better in L.A., I think.
Yeah. You learn from Chauncey
I'm pretty much ship has sailed. He's out of Cleveland. I think he's gone.
There's no way.
There's no way that they keep him. So I think he's going to the Lakers. And I think that super team with Kawhi and Paul George is somehow going to flip and happen. Like, the NBA cucked him out of CP3 and Dwight Howard to add to Kobe, but the Lakers are going to get their sweet, sweet vengeance by getting those three dudes.
Probably.
And it's going to be awesome. Go Lakers if that's what happens.
Have you seen the...
Even better if they keep Lonzo Ball. If they somehow keep Lonzo Ball and we get to watch LeVar get bitch slapped by LeBron on the sidelines next year, that's what we need to see.
And they also draft LiAngelo Ball in the second round.
And then LaMelo whenever he shows up in the league once he hits puberty. The last thing, though, with the Nuggets is LeBron would never go there because it's a lot of young guys. He doesn't want to play with a lot of really young dudes that don't know how to win. They've never really done much in the playoffs, this group.
Well, they've won... I don't think they've ever made the playoffs with this core. Because Gary Harris hasn't been to the playoffs in the 3 years. Jokic hasn't been to the playoffs in
the last time they made the playoffs was like 4 years ago.
It was before that group. It was when Danilo was still there. Gallo.
Well, he got traded like last year, the year before, to the Clippers.
Yeah.
But it was like when he was the focal point with
when
like
he
Ty
was
Lawson and Nene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
something.
Seems like ages ago.
Yeah.
LeBron ain't going to Denver. Love you to death, Earl. But if LeBron goes to Denver,
and Earl Boykins called it,
less that. If LeBron goes to Denver, it's about me. The segment is Drew's Dimes. LeBron James goes to Denver, even on like a 1-year experiment deal this off season, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna quickly I might pop a rod so fast I go blind. But I don't know. I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to start my rap career legitimately if that happens. Not really, because I need money, but that's, I don't know. Maybe I'll go poop on a baby. I'm not sure.
Go live back in Denver and buy season tickets and follow.
Yeah,
them.
Actually, that might
go work for the Nuggets. So he gets every game.
I will wipe LeBron's sweat off his taint if he signs with the Nuggets. And I will smile while doing it.
I'm going to clip that and send that to the Nuggets just so they can use that as recruiting.
LeBron's like, who's this little fucker?
I bet.
Oh, I heard of him. Not.
Who's this scrub?
Mm-hmm.
All right, back to the real issue. Now that we're done messing around with that topic. I mean, we've mentioned it before, we just never did it with the NFL draft, but how there's been more and more more and more proponents of people wanting the draft to be abolished and rookies to come in as free agents and just have a rookie salary cap where you have $5 million or $10 million to sign people. You can sign how many people you want, and you're not obligated to be a certain
whatever the league decides on that rookie cap. We were talking about this yesterday. – I'm a big fan of no NBA draft or no draft in sports. because I think it's ridiculous. So when I graduated college, I had my pick of whoever would hire me is where I would go work.
Whoever would throw a contract at you.
Whoever would throw a contract at me is where I could go work. And, if I can negotiate whatever and be happy and go there, the top whatever percentage out of MIT when they're going to go work for like a tech company like Google, they don't get drafted and say, you have to work at Google, you have to work at Apple, you have to work at Samsung, you have to work at whatever. They go where the fuck they want to. That's why when people bitch about free agents, they're fucking stupid too. Because it's like, okay, so you have to work at your first job for your entire life? Like, that's their job. I understand it's a game and it's playing basketball, but
it's also a job.
That is their job. That is work for them. So for anybody to titillate us with a thought otherwise, that it's anything other than a career for them, they're fucking moronic. So you should be able to sign where you want to and play where you want to as a free agent when you come into the draft, and free agents should be able to go wherever. The more mobile players are, the more power they have, the better the league will be, in my opinion. I mean, you have to rein that in a little bit. I mean, the owners, it's still their league. But I think the more player-friendly you are, the more fan-friendly you are. People don't show up to watch the owners. People don't show up to Boston Garden to watch Danny Ainge type into a computer. They show up to watch Jason Tatum and Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward for like 8 seconds wreck shit. Like,
I thought you were going to say Gordon Hayward break his leg.
No, nobody shows up to watch that. They watch you do that.
I'd watch the YouTube of it.
No, they would show up to watch you break your leg. But I just think it's dumb to tell a player where he has to go and be like, oh yeah, you have to stay there for X amount of years, even though like you might hate that city or that organization. Like, you have to play with this shitty market. It's like, no. If you want to sign the rookies, sign the rookies. But, like, the other thing is, too, people are like, oh, they're just going to take all the good players every year. It's like, no, because you could have a rookie cap, and they're not going to sign a team full of rookies.
No. And they're
not Philadelphia. Like, Philly would be the only team that would sign a team full of rookies.
To one-year deals.
One-year deals. Like, that's all they would do. So you're going to get one or two rookies in each spot, and it's like, if you like a guy that this other team can't get, you offer him more money. And it's like, there you go. But you still have that hard rookie cap, whether it's 10 or 20 million, whatever it is, year to year. That's totally the fairest way to do it. I mean, it's ridiculous that they have a draft. It's so dumb. The draft rules have gotten better.
Yeah, the lottery
hasn't. The lottery hasn't. The lottery's stupid. It should be the worst team. The worst team in the league should get the number one pick. Well, but the other thing is, too, is you get rid of tanking that way. If you don't have a draft order, and it doesn't matter where you finish, you get rid of tanking. There's no reason to tank then. Exactly. All people are going to do is clear cap space. And what you do with that is you expand the G League to where everybody's got, and you build a real farm system. And you have everybody kind of modeling it off of baseball. And you have the guys and you also should not have a minimum age in the NBA. It should be any age that you can play, you can go. If you're 16 and you can play, who the hell says you can't? Like, that's stupid. Like,
I could see
Google could hire a dude at 16.
But do you have to have like a GED requirement? Because I think
they're playing basketball. Why the hell do they need an education? I'm all for school first.
I was like, what if basketball doesn't work out?
If you go to college, you're a student athlete. School should come first.
Yeah.
But we all know it doesn't. And they're not there for school.
At UNC.
So don't make them go to school if they don't want to go. If they can profit off of basketball, fucking let them. Like, what's the problem? I don't get it.
Well, do you think even with that age limit requirement, moving it down, say there's a no requirement, you have a 16-year-old like LiAngelo Ball come in and it's like, all right, he's like, oh, I want to sign. He's going to have especially LiAngelo, he's going to be like, oh, you guys have 15 million cap. I want all of it.
Don't sign him.
Then don't. That's what'll happen. You think? Do you think?
Don't sign him.
Just if they think it's crazy, he won't sign.
Yeah. If you don't want a guy on your roster, don't sign him.
Well, yeah, fair.
But like, I don't know. There's enough money to go around. I think for the NBA to kind of address like expanding the farm system and whatnot, and like making it a legitimate developmental league too, and not make college be that.
Well, college shouldn't be that.
College really shouldn't be that, and like, just make it more like a regular job,
The G League you're talking?
Yeah, the G League or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like you have developmental programs, people can go where they want. Players are going to be happier, and like they can sign like a 2-year deal to start. And if they don't like it, then they can go play somewhere else. It's like, okay, why do they have to play for this team all the time? Like, I think that's so stupid.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about with the G League, since we're talking about it, that you could go sign and play in the G League out of high school when I think it's 18, I think. Not even that, because I mean, some people have done it, but like you
just have to be a year removed from high school to play in the NBA.
Yeah, but I'm saying the G League, you can do that instead of going to the NCAA.
Yeah. Okay, so my proposal, total NBA reformation. No draft, rookie cap, sign as many as you can or you want. Everybody, if you bitch about a player signing somewhere else, you have to have a pine cone shoved in your ass. So people that bitched about Kevin Durant, even me.
Pine cone.
You have to have a pine cone shoved in your ass because you're an idiot. Then you have, no salary cap for the NBA.
Okay.
So no cap.
The only cap you have is that rookie cap.
The only cap is the rookie cap, but an overall salary cap, nope. If you want to sign LeBron to $50 million for a year and bankrupt the rest of your team, you should be able to do that.
So are you saying no salary cap or no max contract?
No max contracts.
But salary cap is still there.
Sorry, salary cap is still there.
Okay.
No max contracts is what I meant to say. You're right. So if you want to sign LeBron to $50 million of your whatever 110, okay, fucking go for it. Good luck with that.
And then sign a bunch.
Because players know that if they take too much money, then they're not going to be able to play well anyway. Unless then you get a Carmelo situation or Kobe's last 2 years in LA, and they got nothing to build around them. Players will figure it out. And then, like, if you go to college, my other stipulation with this: if you go to college, you got to play for 2 years. 3 is the baseball rule. I think that's a bit extensive.
That's a baseball thing, though. That
I'm
makes
saying
more
baseball
sense
is 3.
No, I'm saying it makes more sense as a baseball thing.
Yeah. As a baseball player, it makes more sense. So basketball, I'd say 2 years, but you can go out of high school. You can go at any time you want. If you are a grown-ass man at 14 years old and you can play with all those grown-ass men, fucking do it.
Okay.
I mean, I think I could see how parents would be, like, wary and whatnot, but it's like, hey, your kid's going to cash out, like, and he can get buckets. Why the hell can't he?
Yeah.
That would never happen, but you see my point. Like, why are they limiting these players so much? It's a form of control, and it's why sports culture is stupid. Like, it's all about controlling people all the time. It's like the teams that have that care and that have the cohesiveness and do it on their own win. Look at the Warriors. Look at the Heat. Mm-hmm. Look at the Lakers when they were able to get Shaq. Like, all those dudes, like, made it happen, and then they won. It's like, I mean, you didn't really see that when there wasn't really player mobility, but like, look at the Pistons or like the Bulls teams that won. They fucking hated each other, but they made it work.
Yeah.
So it's like, players will find a way to make it work and win.
Especially if you have talent.
So take the fucking reins off. Let them do what they want to do. They're fucking people. I don't know. I think it's all those things are stupid in my opinion.
Is it slavery and is it a choice, a la Kanye West?
Salute.
Anyway, so that's interesting thoughts. I think I agree with the two. See, the reason I say baseball is a 3-year should say that is a 3-year rule should stay for baseball. It's because with the amount of people on that team, you're redshirted 1 year, so you're still playing for 2 years more often than not. I mean, you could have some superstar guy that was like drafted first round. He's like, well, I don't want to play for this team, so I'm going back to school.
You never see red shirts in basketball, so
no. Well, you do, but they're medical red shirts, not academic, not like football or baseball where you because you only have 15 guys on your college
the roster's
team.
so small, you're not gonna have a dude taking up space that
for like no reason.
Yeah.
But football, baseball, and other sports, you can do that and get away with it because you have the
football is the most common because you just have the big ass rosters, but only 11 guys play. Kind of the same thing with baseball.
Yeah, you got 10 guys playing at any point.
Yeah.
I forgot about the DH just in college too.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, you can't do that with basketball. So I mean, if you
go to college DH, fuck you.
You go to
play
college
a position.
as DH?
If you go to college to DH, fuck you. Play a position.
What if you go there as something and they transition you to DH instead?
Fuck them.
So fuck the
DH is stupid. Pitcher should hit, play a position.
Well,
I'm sorry.
We found next week's topic. But, all right, any last thoughts on the draft, NBA, reform, anything?
Oh, man. I don't know. I'm excited, but I think the moves that are made by Cleveland, LA, Boston, all the players for LeBron will definitely kind of indicate where he's leaning, I think, on Thursday. More so than right now.
Yeah, I mean...
And I would not be surprised if Lonzo Ball's ass got traded on Thursday.
Where does Kawhi go? Or, well, sorry, what does Kawhi go to LA for? Let's put it that way. Obviously without trade machine in front of us, but...
Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and I have to do the calculator. But I think you can fit Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Julius Randle in that contract. So
Randall's unrestricted though.
He's unrestricted. He can go somewhere else. Well, maybe a sign and trade.
True, that probably would work actually.
That could probably work.
Probably do it straight up if he signs for the right amount.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. I don't think they're giving up Kuzma.
No, they're attached to him.
I don't think they want to give him up. So probably Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, or Contavious Caldwell-Pope.
I forgot he's there.
And or fucking, I don't know, who's there? Brooke Lopez. Send him to San Antonio for a Kawhi. The Lakers can probably make it work.
Yeah, I mean,
then they'll sign LeBron and PG as free agents.
Sign and trade with PG or just straight up?
Probably just straight up sign him. He'll probably sign before LeBron does.
Well, yeah. And I think, like you said, LeBron should just wait until, like, June.
LeBron should wait until, like, the day before the season to sign.
Right, you.
Shit. Take a few months off and sign at, like,
August.
Christmas. Sign at Christmas.
Sign midway through the year.
Hell yeah.
Just see who's, like, has the highest
Jordan retired and took years off. LeBron could sit for half a season. See who has the best record, who has the best team, where he'd fit best, sign there, then go win a championship. Granted, he might not have the chemistry, but they can work that out. They made it to the finals this year with no chemistry.
It was literally zero chemistry.
And almost could have won it. They could have won it.
They could have. They would have made
Game one would have gone differently. So I'm saying, LeBron, sit out till December. Make a decision then go to Denver.
Then go to Denver.
Sign in Denver, LeBron. We want you. We won't get you, but we want you in Denver.
You know where he should sign?
As I shout from Nebraska.
You know where he should sign? Toronto.
Fuck no. That team in Lithuania that the Balls just played on. Yeah. That's where he should sign.
But they're not playing there anymore. They left.
Oh? Even better.
Even better. It's all him now?
Yeah, he signs at some like tier 2 or 3 team in another country. Just like, yeah.
Can he still go back to college and have eligibility or no? Because he never played.
He's been a professional for 15 years, dumbass.
I forgot that's how that works.
No.
You can't just relinquish all your money and no. That's not how that works.
That motherfucker rolled up to a game in a $41,000 outfit. You think he's giving up a dime?
No, just put it into like a bank account.
He put Dan Gilbert's ass in the luxury tax bill for the next like decade so that Tristan Thompson could get $90 million, $80 million. You think that dude's going to relinquish any money?
What about J.R.
You out of your mind?
You forgot about J.R. Smith's cat.
His money's all locked up in securities in the Hennessy Foundation.
What's funny is Hennessy actually sent some money to, or sent a bunch of bottles to a different NBA player instead of JR. Makes no sense.
The disrespect!
The disrespect.
That's Juice's Dimes, everybody.
Yep, Juice's Dimes for June 19th. Is that the right date? Yes, it is. June 19th. Come back a couple weeks, talk about the
Go to Denver.
talk about the MLB, DH, and baseball. And, Braun, go to Denver.